I was gonna say, when did you convert to Islam?
Like 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Yeah.
What led to your conversion?
Man, I got an attorney that I work with who's a Muslim. He was so disciplined, you know what I'm saying? And we'd be in the middle of weed parties, you know what I'm saying? Because he was my attorney in the weed industry. And it's like bottles and bottle girls and all this happen. And he'd be like, I gotta go pray. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, who's this guy that's like getting up to go pray?
5 times a day.
Yeah, he's not like partaking in any of he's in this industry, you know what I'm saying? Like he's in the same world as me. No. But every time we meet, he's breaking to go pray and he's like disciplined, you know what I'm saying? And so that really inspired me. But I also grew up as a disciple of Malcom X. Okay. You know what I mean? Reading Malcolm X. And I grew up near Farrakhan. I grew up with the Blackstones, a Muslim street gang. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my big homies were always Muslims. And Islam was like all around me, you know, in many ways.
Was your father Muslim, mom Muslim?
No, my pop's not Muslim, but we're from a place called the Zongo. It's like predominantly Muslim slums, West African slums. They got, I mean, I think they have Zongos in Nigeria too. Zongo is just like a generalized label for these slums that are like historically Muslim. So it's a lot of Muslims in our like in our village, basically, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Muslims in my neighborhood in Chicago.
Yeah. You know,
my pops, he's not really religious though.
Budweiser, back in the day when I was little, Budweiser used to have a Black History Month thing for African kings. And they would have these photos of Queen Nzinga, all those.
Yeah, that's hard.
Budweiser used to do it, and we'd be like, is that real? Is that true? We'd literally be doubting it. And they would have all the kings and the royalties of Africa every year. Budweiser presents African, and we'd be like, oh, because it's Budweiser. It's Budweiser. So it's like, is this real? I would in Manson, it was all of them. Queen Nzinga, all these warrior queens and African kings that ran stuff way back, pharaohs, and we were like, oh, okay, but it was Budweiser, so we was like,
the fact that we even have to ask that, is it real?
Because they lied to us so much
that you can't even believe.
We couldn't
it's
even
almost like in the AI
it.
right now. Like, you know, you see so much fake stuff, you don't even know what you're saying.
Real?
So when you see it, you question it.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, word? Because the way they showed Africa, you know, even as Nigerian kids in America, the way they showed Africa, we'd be like, Dad, is there like a, because people make fun of you, I bet you be chasing lions with monkeys. And I was like, my dad, my father's like, don't listen to them. They have a car. You see, we driving cars. It's like, you see people are poor down the street in Chicago. There are people not eating. Yeah. That's what my father be laughing. And, you know, in our head, we're like, no, for real. Do we chase lions? Because, you know, when Chicago making fun of you, man, you be like,
but you know that,
right.
you know those.
That's why you swinging from vines.
Shut up. Your
Chicago get under your skin though, because Chicago so creative with
they creative with the like. At least,
way they make
at least I got clothes, dog. Wait, Dad.
Right. But you know what your dad did? Your dad did something my dad did, because, you know, there's this image that, you know, Africa, poor.
Yeah, that's all they show.
And my dad would say the same thing, there are poor people here.
Yeah.
And I will never forget the very first time my dad took me to Skid Row. I thought we were poor. And then I go Skid Row. I had never seen it. We just grew up in,
Skid
you know,
Row was like a thriller
in the Crenshaw
video.
district. That was it. I just stayed where we were. And when he took me to Skid Row, which wasn't far from the house, I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. And I remember my dad going to buy donuts.
He was like, we rich.
Yeah. And my dad bought 50 dozens of donuts, also Muslim, and it was part of his, you know, like his celebration, and he was going out and passing it out. And I just remember seeing it, and I'm just going, that event changed my life. But as also too, that's not something that they're showing over in Africa.
No.
You won't see, you know, wide pictures of, you know, Skid Row, you know, to paint the picture of California or of America. You will never see it. You know, they'll come here and it's a great shock. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's because Americans, you know, control the narrative largely.
Oh, well, on the South Side, you know, you talking about South Side, We were on the north side. All they would say, today on the news, there was a shooting on the south side. There was another shooting on the south side. On the south side, there was a shooting. Someone's been stabbed on the south side. On the west side and the south side, more stabbings. Now sports. Uh-oh, there's been another stabbing while the sports was going on the south side. So think about north side, we'd be like, yo, I'm not going to the south side. And you see, but we had gangbangers around our. But I was like, that sounds so violent. And so when I got to University of Illinois, you know, girls I was dating all lived on the south side. They went to Whitney Young, they went to Lindblom and Kenwood. So I was starting to go to the south side. So my boy Mark, like I said, my boy Mark, he was like, yo, come to my house, da-da-da-da. I said, I'm going to the south side, damn.
Yeah, get
all
ready.
right, man, Pill Hill is a black area of doctors. The nicest neighborhoods. I was in my other boy's place, Steve Dudley. He's in a mansion in the south side. His mom, father's Tuskegee Airman lineage.
Oh, wow.
She's a surgeon. Elevators in his house.
Damn.
Black people. Now, I mean, you know, you've been to the blue collar.
Elevators in the crib.
In the
You-
crib.
that next
We went to Freaknik with him. He had a drop top Beamer, black, all black. I'm around Jack and Jill. My girl that I was dating was Jack and Jill. This elite black.
Duh.
I'm like, nice. This is North Side mentality. I go, what the hell? It's like that everywhere. There's some nice places, and then you go to some white places, broke as hell over there.
Canaryville.
Yes, there's black, like excellence and bourgeois, but the news would be like, there's a stabbing, another stabbing, and I'm on the south side hanging out like with educated black folks, and I learned to not celebrate when I was on the south side. The first girl I dated, I was like on the Wild 104th and Rhodes. I'm like, his father's like, so young man, this is, do you celebrate Independence Day? I go, yeah, no. We celebrate Louis Armstrong's birthday here. We celebrate. So I learned that on the south side. Yeah. He's like, Independence Day is not for us. This is when I'm going to the south side. I'm learning all this knowledge now. So now I'm starting to read book at being on the south side of Chicago.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mansa Musa, go real quick. Did you hear about Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan getting ready to do a flick on that?
Yeah, I'm excited for that, man. I got the song, the perfect song for the theme song. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah, I got the perfect. So if y'all watching this, I got the perfect track for the
Okay,
theme song.
all right. Have you been in? You get your people get in contact with their people?
Yeah, working on it.
Yeah, working on it. Okay, all right. That's pretty.
Because your style,
I can't wait to see that.
Your style of music has been like different because you've done some really edgy, eclectic. Do you
always mixing it up?
Yeah,
always.
You ever heard of Ben Harper?
I have heard of
Ben
Harper.
Harper.
I know Ben Harper.
Look, he's a musician that was you couldn't really categorize him. Black dude, biracial guy he did soul, he did folk music. You never could, and that's what you were reminding me of. I go, he's hip hop, but not really, because I've seen you do one where you're dressed as in some makeup, some wild with rock and. So you don't have a category. Do you have a categorization? Because when you say Vic Mensa, you don't think hip hop necessarily. You think just you're different genres of music.
I feel like hip hop is a lens through which I view the world. You know what I'm saying? But what I make of it is gonna be me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hip hop is an overall sensibility. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm making something out of nothing. Kind of. Making things your own. I feel like if you sample anything you sample, you rap on it, you know what I'm saying? You put a certain kind of drums on it, a certain cadence, it's hip hop.
Yeah.
Even just the video could make it hip hop. You know what I mean? Like,
That's another 154 conversation in the books. We are bridging culture back to its roots.
From Africa to the world, we're telling stories our way.
So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share your voice in the comments. This is 154.